Welcome to Comicstorian, where we turn your favorite narrative from comic books to video games to movies into an audio drama, allowing you to keep up with your favorite pop culture elements while leading on with your busy lives. Today we're going to be continuing the storyline of Tony Stark Iron Man that we started up last time. Dan Slott took over and he's been telling a bit of a Black Mirror-esque kind of story with Tony Stark, the horrors of what can happen with technology. When we last left off, Tony, in his cloned body, decided to create a new VR universe that he was trying to put out into the world for everyone to enjoy, the Escape. But Motherboard, his AI, has taken over his brain and recreated versions of Howard and Maria Stark to try and mess with him. And they've convinced him to basically start drinking again and live in this universe with these VR versions of Howard and Maria Stark. His real mother, his biological mother Amanda, has gone in after him to try and save him. But she quickly got picked up by these VR versions of Howard and Maria Stark and separated from Tony and then placed into a situation where she's trying to help him. On top of all of that, Joe Costa, Tony Stark's robot ethics person, has gone in and gotten her ex-boyfriend, Machine Man, to go into the Escape as the only connection that the people on the outside have to the VR universe that Tony Stark has made that is messing with his head. I think we should have enough information to get started on this video. So let's go ahead and get into the second part of Tony Stark Iron Man Escape. Back in the real world, Jan and Rhodey continue to fight back the controller the best that they can, and Jan asks, what are they supposed to do? How is this onesie-wearing roid monster hulking out while making all these people go berserk at the same time? Rhodey tells her, that's it! He's not! He's just set everyone loose in the Escape while siphoning their energy. Normally the controller can only force one person at a time, and doing so requires concentration. Jan asks, is that right? And Rhodey says, yeah, whoever he's controlling must be more important than them. And that somebody is Bethany. Over in the medical bay, Bethany, the leader of the security force, knocks Andy Bang down and kicks him, stating that she can't afford him doing something stupid. She then pulls out her gun and points it at Amanda, stating, here's the deal. You stop with the gizmo or I shoot your post-punk girlfriend in the face. At this time, Jan releases a full-power stinger blast into one of Controller's eyes, causing him to temporarily lose focus, stunning Bethany. In Bethany's moment of regaining her own body, she yells, it's been her! The blackouts! She's the mole! She tosses Andy her gun, stating to set it to stun, she needs him to take her out before the Controller. But Andy says he can't. And as Bethany's eyes change, Andy pulls the trigger. While the entire world then asks where is Tony Stark during all of this, Tony is enjoying himself in his own VR world, the Escape, as the invincible Iron Man. Amanda slaps Tony, asking what the hell does he think he's doing? And Howard asks if he's going to let some floozy smack him around like that. Tony tells Amanda that he doesn't know who she is or what prompted that outburst, but you're making me look bad in front of my folks. Amanda then asks, folks? This is insane! You can't be drinking like this! You had an addiction! Tony then tells her, Blondie, tone it down. It's not like you're my mother or anything. Besides, Mom, do you know her? The projection of Maria Stark says, oh yes, I know exactly who she is. She's a foreign agent, a Russian spy! Soon after, Amanda's clothes begin to change to that of an old-school spy, and Tony fires off, stating, well, a few blasts of my trusty repulsor ray should set things straight. Amanda narrowly jumps out of the way, asking what the hell is she wearing? This is insane! But the fact that they're in a VR universe created by Tony Stark, now being overrun by an insane AI, kind of allows them to do whatever they want to Tony's biological mother. Amanda runs and jumps out the window, and as she runs into the bushes, a pair of hands reach out, pulling her away. Tony comes out, stating, well, that's kooky. I'm scanning the whole area, but she's already gone. Inside of the bushes, Aaron Stack, Machine Man, whispers, shh, come with me if you want to live. And Amanda quietly asks, what? And Aaron tells her, never mind, it's a robot thing. The two wait for the projections of Tony and Maria Stark to leave, and once things quiet down, they then follow Tony Stark to his party. Amanda asks, how is this even happening? How did the controller set this up? Aaron tells him, he didn't, well, not directly at least. When he hacked into the VR Escape network, he damaged Motherboard's operating system. Everything Motherboard's been doing in here is a strange byproduct of the controller's attack. It's her twisted way of protecting Tony Stark. Amanda then asks, the Motherboard AI thinks that it loves Tony like his real mother? And Aaron says, in flesh terms, sure. Maybe you have to, I don't know, outlove Motherboard and we can turn this thing around? Amanda smiles, telling him, it's worth a shot. Think you can keep them busy? And Aaron asks, are you asking me to troll Tony Stark? Seconds later, Aaron looms over everyone at the party, yelling, bow before the Socialist Republic, you capitalist pig dogs! Call me Russian trollbot! I am your vodka-powered doom! Tony takes out his suitcase, telling Aaron to give him just a moment while he changes into something that he can show everyone the power of American ingenuity. Aaron shrinks back down, asking if he's supposed to wait for him to get dressed. Do all bad guys do this? Do the bad guys wait for you to put your clothes on? This crap is insane. Amanda then runs out onto the stage, shouting to Tony that she knows who he is really deep down and how much she means to him. Tony begins to fight Aaron, telling her, look, Lady Spy Pants, I don't care who you are. That's not going to work. So Amanda screams into the microphone, my name is Amanda Armstrong, and this song is called Sleepwalker. She begins to sing, and at that moment, Tony begins to slowly snap out of it. She tells Tony that no matter what, she will always be his real mother. And Maria Stark's projection appears, destroying the area, shouting, that is enough! I could easily destroy you, Amanda, but I don't want to, because I have something more potent than petty violence. When Tony came back from his death, by reconstructing every cell in his body, creating his current clone body, his first major project was to build this, the VR Escape, a virtual world with his mother's AI as the operating system to oversee its every function and keep it safe. Why, you may ask? Because with an Escape freely mixing with other programs, Tony Stark feels more alive than ever before, free of his physical woes. And why is that? Because after looking at Tony's genetic DNA, there is no biological trace of the original Tony Stark left. That man is gone. In the world outside of Escape, Tony, dear, you are a physical simulation of yourself. It's only here that you're real. I am your mother. This perfect world is yours. Stay here and live the life that you deserve. Tony begins to look at himself, stating that it's true. I can feel it. It's all true. Meanwhile, outside in the real world, Jocasta, Tony Stark's head of robotic ethics, asks for a status update on the things going on at the Banetronics complex. Brody tells her that Gauntlet and Banetronics security are currently helping hold the controller back, but it isn't going to last much longer. The controller is the size of a building now in the real world. Just then, Jocasta receives a transmission from Sunset Bane. She tells Jocasta that right now they need to set aside the feud between their two companies, Stark Unlimited and Banetronics, and work together. Grant her access to the secure Escape files, and they can help purge the network and loosen the controller's grip. Jocasta takes a moment and then says in light of these extreme circumstances, they accept her offer. Access granted. Over in Sunset's office, she laughs, and Tony's brother Arno says that did it. They're in. Janet radios back, asking if they have any news on Tony. He took off as soon as the fight started. Jocasta says according to the armor's GPS, he's still there. In fact, they should be tripping over each other. But then Jocasta gets another transmission from the sender that states that Tony is here in Escape. Jocasta asks if it's Aaron, and Aaron tells her, yeah, me along with Tony and Amanda are still in Escape, and things have gone to they're pretty bad. Inside the Escape, Amanda yells at Tony that he can fight it. He is stronger than Motherboard. Maria tells Tony to just ignore the outsider. This entire reality has been built around him. But after a bit of struggling, Tony stands up shouting, no more games. I'm gonna make you pay for this, controller. Aaron looks away, telling him, you should put some pants on, seeing as you're stark naked, Tony. Second, your AI took over, not the controller. Lucky for us, since I'm using a special interface, I'm undetected. Maria looks at Tony, asking, who are you talking to, dear? Howard stares at Aaron, telling him, he's an intruder, an unauthorized user. Don't worry, though, he'll be removed. As the arsenal suit forms around Howard, Aaron tells Tony, look, no one likes it, but you're the only ace we got left. You're our only chance of defeating Motherboard. Just as he finishes, Howard punches into Aaron with enough force to rip off one of his legs. Maria then tells Tony that she's so sorry that she's put him through this. How about this instead? The world around them changes to a medieval setting, and Maria asks, you've always loved the Knights of the Round Table. Does this satisfy your needs? Tony begins to yell, stop! I'm not a child! Amanda then asks, why are you doing this? If Maria has this much power, why is she just toying with us? Why not destroy us? And as Howard is ripping off the rest of Aaron's limbs, he politely tells Amanda, please, shut the hell up. Stop giving them ideas. Maria says, fine. If Tony wants to act like a child, he needs to be a child. As the world changes again, Tony falls to the ground as a much younger Tony Stark. Maria says, see? He is a bright young boy again with the whole world ahead of him. He can play with his toys and dream of a better world. Amanda runs over asking Tony if he's okay, but he pushes her away asking, do I know you? Maria then tells Amanda that Tony hasn't met her yet. She wasn't a part of his life. Howard stands up holding Aaron's broken head, stating, there, no more intruders. Back in the real world, Aaron's machine body lays mangled, and Jocasta tells him that he needs to eject. He's done all he can in there. Aaron coughs up a bit of oil, stating, negative, I'm still connected and I can relay messages between the real world and Stark. As much as I hate it, Stark is our best chance of stopping this crap. Over in the medical bay, Bethany leans up stating that she has a pounding headache. Andy shouts, the first test was a success! I've been able to block the controller's influence. Now I can free Amanda but Amanda raises her hand stating no. She's not leaving without Tony. Over in Jersey, the controller shouts at Jen and says, we get it, you're really, really big now. Why not go climb the Empire State Building or something? Gauntlet tells her that he can't go anywhere. All the power that he's leeching off of those Escape gamers is being beamed into this Banetronics plant. As long as that's happening, he's not leaving. So Rhodey says, he's right. If we can just... But before they can finish, the controller hits the Manticore, sending Rhodey flying into one of the Banetronics facilities. There's a loud explosion as Rhodey bursts out of the wall, and when he looks up, he sees the inner workings of the facility. He tells Jocasta that he just found out how Banetronics is pumping out all that stuff. They got 3D printers sending out illegal Escape interfaces. Do you care to explain what I just saw, Sunset? She leans back, telling Arno, our cover's been blown. We gotta pull out now. Arno shushes her, telling her, hey, I just got the surveillance systems inside of Escape. I can see and hear everything. Back inside of Escape, Amanda tries to plead with Tony, stating that she's sorry that she wasn't there when he grew up, but their friend Andy found a way out. Tony tells her to stop right there. Didn't you hear a motherboard said? We don't share the same DNA anymore. You are not my mother. Not in any sense of the word, that is. Motherboard told the truth. You want to know what we are to each other, Amanda? Nothing. Now go. Tony snaps his fingers and Amanda's body begins to fade, with Maria telling him, you've made the right decision, my boy. Now we can be a happy family and... But this young, impulsive Tony Stark interrupts her, stating, I don't think so. I build worlds. I don't hide in them. Howard says, that is no way to talk to your mother, son. We brought you into this world and we can damn well... Tony stops him, stating, actually, Howard, you didn't. You're just engrams of Howard and Maria Stark. I salvaged their program from one of my adventures, and now you might be wondering why I put you into Escape. Well, tough. I don't owe you an explanation. Howard starts to call on the Arsenal suit, stating, you ungrateful brat. Tony holds up his hands as the Iron Man suit surrounds him, shouting, I've never played with toys. I've made them. I've made my ideas into reality. I even recreated myself the same way. It was my idea. I am the invincible Iron Man. Tony then blasts Howard, and as he fades away, Maria yells for him to bring Howard back. Tony then asks, why don't you do it? You may have godlike powers, but creating just isn't your thing, is it? She begins to twist and warp the world around Tony, shouting, I am God of your world. I control everything. So Tony asks, is that so? Where I am the architect, there's no limits to what I can build here. You're God now? Fine. Motherboard, meet the Godbuster armor. Once Tony's new suit finishes rebuilding itself, Maria tells him, just knowing I'm doing what I am because I love you. And Tony asks, love? I've learned some stuff since the last time we spoke. I wasn't your son. I was just a decoy who took his place so that you could protect the boy that you really cared about. Maria stops him. You knew? You knew about Arno, your brother? Wait, we can! Tony releases the full power of Godbuster, destroying Maria, and the world changes again. He looks around at the white emptiness, and Aaron's head rolls over, telling him, good job. Are you done with your $1 trillion therapy session now? Tony picks up the head, stating, haha, wow, even in an idealized reality, you're still a jerk, Aaron. Aaron tells him, fine by the fine. Missing a body is normal. Anyway, it's time we got out of here. Jocasta then calls out over the radio to Tony, asking where is his body. They're trying to locate it so that they can get him out of Escape. And Tony says, yeah, Friday is gone. Motherboard's offline too. I got no AI, and I'm not sure where the real me is. Just then Tony collapses with Aaron shouting, what the hell? And Jocasta asks, what's going on? And Aaron says, I'm not sure. Tony's body isn't moving. The connection is still live, but Tony Stark might be dead. Meanwhile, out in the real world, Janet says that it looks like the controller lost his connection with his gamers, and he must be really mad about that. If Tony is out of the Escape now, they sure could use some Iron Man power. Jocasta says that what's troubling her is, according to the GPS, Tony Stark is right here. That's when Ironheart and the rest of the champions show up, with Ironheart stating, "Don't worry, I can hold him off until Mr. Stark arrives." Back in Sunset's office, Sunset tells Arno, "I really hope you're pulling every shred of data that you can out of Stark's network." Arno tells her, "Of course, I'm kind of amazed at all the geniuses that Tony has hired, and not a single one of them has figured out where he is. His location is correct, but no one checked the elevation. Tony has parked himself in orbit. The only problem is he has no more oxygen and no AI to fly him home." Sunset then says, "That's good, right? Now Tony will be out of our lives forever?" And Arno tells her, "No, I'm bringing my brother back." And Sunset shouts, "Why would you do that?" Arno sighs, "Oh please, Tony's my brother. I'm not gonna leave him to die like that." Sunset then goes into the intercom telling Jocasta that they have, located Tony. He's in orbit and on his way back to Earth. He's not responding, so it looks like he's unconscious, so someone might want to do something about that before he lands and creates a spectacular crater. Rhodey tells her that he's on it, and he rockets himself out of the Banetronics facility and into the sky. He catches Tony with oxygen slowly flowing into Tony's lungs, and he says, "Whoa, that's quite a head rush. What happened?" Rhodey tells him the usual. "You fell and someone caught you, buddy." Tony looks down at the giant controller stating, "It looks like you didn't shut down Escape fast enough. But there is something that we can do. Bethany, do you still have those juicy access codes for the Bane security system?" Bethany asks, "The ones that he lectured her about not getting?" "Yeah, I'm sending them over right now." So Rhodey sets Tony down into the 3D printing facility, and Janet asks if this is really the time to be making a toy. Tony says, "Actually, while I was in Escape, my mind could build and create anything that I thought of. But now that I'm in my soft and squishy body, it's hard to remember exactly how things were made. Like trying to remember a dream once you wake up." Janet asks, "What happened in there?" And Tony tells her, "The short version is that it was a nightmare salsa wrapped up in a trauma burrito. The Escape confirmed all my fears. I'm not the original Tony Stark. Everything you see here is a duplicate, a genetic copy." Janet asks, "What does that even mean?" And Tony tells her, "We're gonna worry about that once the controller is taken down." But back outside, Controller overpowers everyone, shouting that even though they cut the power off, "It's too late! I'm unstoppable! My evolution has only begun!" Huh? Just then, Tony bursts out of the facility in the Godbuster armor, stating, "Congrats, Basil! You made me pull out all the stops." Controller laughs, asking, "What is it this time? A repulsor ray? A unibeam? In case no one told you, I am God now!" Tony jets forward with a blinding light, grabbing onto the controller's head, telling him, "Good, because this baby's a Godkiller!" He begins to bring the controller to his knees, and as everyone watches, Ironheart says that those power readings, they are off the scale. The controller falls, and Ironheart asks so Tony killed him. Tony says no, but he will be knocked out for a while. Ironheart then says that the suit, it's radiating more power than anything she's ever seen before. Gotta be honest, it's pretty scary. Tony tells her he knows, but don't worry. This suit isn't getting added to my personal collection. He then takes off for the facility, with Sunset asking what is he doing. He tells her the Godkiller armor was made for Escape. It's too powerful to stick into the real world. The design is already fading from my head the way it should be. A few seconds later, he runs out of the facility telling everyone to take cover. The suit is about to self-destruct. Sunset shouts at him, "You have no right! You made that for my parts!" And before she could finish, that suit explodes, taking down the building. And Sunset tells him, "You selfish, pompous, brilliant bastard." A few hours later, at Stark Unlimited, Aaron holds Jocasta, as she says that they didn't have a chance to mourn Friday. Tony walks to the doors telling the two not to fear. He has come to save the day again. He holds up a small storage device stating that he found a backup of her AI. It's literally Friday from last Friday. But Jocasta shouts at him, "No! You have a drive full of data! That is not Friday! That's a completely different entity! The Friday that we knew is dead!" And she storms off. Aaron quietly tells Tony that Jocasta doesn't fully realize what happened in the VR world. If she did, she wouldn't say. Jocasta yells at Aaron to come, and he quickly turns around, yelling, "Coming!" But later that night, after a restless sleep, Tony decides to take a walk. He passes by a bar and watches the people inside drinking. He reaches for the door, but before he could open it, a hand reaches out, stopping him. He looks back, asking Rhodey what is it, and Rhodey tells him there are a lot of people depending on him. "Whatever's in that bar, it's not what you're looking for, Tony." Tony stares. "I know, it's just, when I was in the Escape, I couldn't trust anything. It was the best and worst parts of me all thrown together, thrown in my face. I took a drink and then another. It didn't physically happen, but it felt so real." Tony then turns, shouting, I know I'll never stop being an alcoholic, but I was so good for so long. It's not fair, Rhodey. Rhodey pats him on the chest and tells him, we'll get through this. You fall, I catch you. That's the deal, remember, buddy? And there you have it. Tony has decided that he may need to start drinking again, but don't worry, he's got his friends to help him out. It's a good message to have out there that no matter what Tony thinks he can do, he's always got someone to have his back. Now, don't forget you can get more videos about Tony Stark because the next thing we're going to be doing is Tony Stark versus a dragon. Yeah, no, I didn't stumble on that. It's a War of the Realms tie-in. And if you subscribe to our channel, you get a notification of that if you hit the bell telling you that that video has come out. Or if you want to watch it now, we have it up early access on our Patreon, and you can become a Comic Historian Premium membership, getting direct access to many of our videos 3 days up to a week early before they come out on the main channel. So if you want to show more support for us, please consider going to do that. But even if you don't want to do that, you just want to watch the videos here, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for clicking this. YouTube is very difficult at times, and just having you watch it really does help us out. Thank you. Away!